Your wife has told you that she doesn't love you anymore, and you want to try and turn the situation round. That's really positive, and I've got 6 things that are going to help you in your task. Acknowledging. When you can see she's angry, rather than trying to convince her not to be angry, just say, I can see you're angry. You can also acknowledge the things she's saying by repeating back what you're hearing. For example, I can hear that you're angry that I'm not doing enough with the children. Don't try and explain why, because that will seem like an excuse. And don't try and explain why she's got it all wrong. Just acknowledge the feelings, acknowledge what she's saying, and in doing that you begin to help repair the relationship. Exploring. The 3 most powerful words in the English language are not I love you, but tell me more. So your wife tells you something that is upsetting and is about all the problems she's having. She will feel really loved if you say, tell me more, and actually finding out exactly how she feels about something or why something is so painful. And in that way, by exploring, you're taking her feelings very seriously. And if you take her feelings seriously, there's hope that the whole situation can change. Check it out. Repeat back what you think you've heard. The reason for this is it could be that you are editorializing within your own head. It could be you're actually making everything worse. If you repeat back what you think you've heard, you can make certain you've got the right emphasis, that you're going to be working on the right things, because it could be that you're rushing off in the wrong direction, putting your energy into the wrong things. So check it out, make certain you've heard correctly what it is that's upsetting her. Imagine every word she says is true. Now, when your wife is telling you about all the things that aren't working in the relationship, it's very easy to think through your own eyes and your own ears, because you see things differently. But from where she's standing, every word she says is true. And if you start from that position, you'll be really understanding what's going on for her, and you're in a much better place to understand the problems and therefore to change them. Processing. You don't have to solve all of this today. It would be lovely if you could, but you can't. So take time to process what you've heard, to really deeply think about what could be done differently, because the more time you take to process, the more likely you are to have heard, and in that way, by hearing and processing, you could possibly actually recruit your wife to start thinking together about what could be different. So processing can make a huge difference. Getting help. It's really difficult to cope with a situation like my wife doesn't love me anymore all on your own. So get some help. That could be reading one of my books. It could be talking to your sister. She's a very good person who's going to be fairly neutral. Your mother probably isn't the best person to get help from, because your mother thinks you're wonderful and everything you do is perfect. And so she's more likely just to tell you that you're right. What you need is an honest outside opinion. So your sister, for example, would be a very good one. Or maybe get some advice from your best friend's wife, or the best friend of your wife. An outside eye is always helpful. And you could look at my book too, which is called My Wife Doesn't Love Me Anymore, The Love Coach's Guide to Getting Her Back. You can find out more, and there's also lots of other videos on my website, which is www.andrewgmarshall.com.